Well, welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Daron Schoenrock, baseball coach at the University of Memphis. And Coach, underway now for Tiger baseball. It was a chilly weekend out at FedEx Park. Fell 2-1 to Illinois State, but picked up a Sunday win to get into the win column, but kind of battled the elements a little bit out there, although at least you had some sunny weather.
Well, we did. Just happy to get 3 games in this time of year that you battle weather a lot in February and March, and to play on a dry field 3 days in a row I think was a plus, and the temperature is just something you have to deal with.
Overall, I think it was a lot of what you thought it would be going into the season. You're pitching well enough to win the fairly strong outings. Hitting, just trying to find the right mix of a lot of new hitters. We know it'll come around, but 3 different lineups, and it's just trying to find the right combination.
Well, we're playing a bunch of guys. We're trying to still determine who's going to win jobs. I mean, there's so many close races. And I've challenged them that these young hitters have to grow up quick, and they've so the challenge has been put on them that the guys that want to grow up and compete in the box are going to be the guys that play. So a lot of different combos, and you'll still see some different combos probably for about 3 weeks, and then we'll try to get some things settled before we start the conference.
That Friday game, a close loss. Illinois State came back and won it late. 21 base hits between the two teams on Friday night. All were singles, but it was pretty cold. I believe it was 48 at first pitch, but it dipped down once we got past 5 o'clock and the sun set. It got really chilly.
Yeah, and the colder days, the chilly days at FedEx Park, the ball's not going to carry much, so it's even hard to get doubles, out there. So it was a singles battle, and we had some opportunities. We had some young guys at the plate in some key moments, and they didn't come through. And when you get those opportunities in close games, you have to come through. So Illinois State, a little more experienced, a little more veteran club. Some of their guys got their RBI, their 3-hole guy came up in some big moments and delivered each time, which is what you expect out of that spot in the lineup, and it didn't happen on our side. Saturday
you jumped out 2-0, but again Illinois State comes back to win. Your son Eric got the start. Boy, he pitched really well. He had 10 strikeouts. Just the one mistake where the guy got the home run, but I'll take 10 strikeouts and 3 walks every start.
Yeah, you're trying to pick and choose, and I look back on it now based on pitch count. Was it some time to get somebody else in there at the start of that 6th? He went 5 strong, and he was at that pitch mark that we had him to in our preseason scrimmages, and we decided because of the dominance that he had to send him back out, and it ended up costing us. Left 1 pitch up at the belt, and the guy hit it out, and that's what an old, physical. There, the Illinois State was a physical team too. They had some pretty strong kids in the lineup, and you have to pitch down, and Eric got a ball up, and that hurt us, and then we were kind of on scramble mode after that.
Sunday, you pitched your junior college duo that you had talked about. They were very effective in that game, and your offense comes through late in the game with some key hits. I believe the 6th inning could have been a discouraging inning. I believe you got the bases loaded, nobody out, didn't get a run, but you come back in the 7th and get some key 2-out runs.
Yeah, we did a lot of damage with 2 outs, and that was the encouraging thing. Some of the young guys that hadn't produced and hadn't come through the previous 2 days came through in some big moments, and that's what you hope you see going down. You can't expect them to do it every day, but you want to see progress, and there was definitely progress on Sunday.
Coach, you turn around this weekend. You'll host Missouri at FedEx Park. It's a team you played last year. You went up to Columbia. They were kind of a 500 ball club until they got very late in the season. They ended up winning the Big 12 tournament, going back to the NCAA tournament. So we know it's a strong team. They're in a new league this year, the Southeastern Conference, and so it'll be a 3-game weekend: 4 o'clock Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, again 1 o'clock on Sunday, and it looks like another good opportunity for your club.
Yeah, they'll be very athletic, Jeff, and just remembering some of the guys. They lost quite a few guys off that team last year that we played up in Columbia, but a few of the key components are back. What you'll see is they'll be very athletic. Their pitchers will all have identity. In other words, they'll be a run and sink guy. They'll be a power guy. They have situational bullpen guys. They're a deep roster that you expect in a Big 12 or an SEC opponent. But I'm excited that we get them at home, and anxious to see our guys compete and try to protect the home turf against a quality SEC team.
They'll be used to the road because they played in a hostile environment last week, and they were swept in Hattiesburg against 32nd ranked Southern Miss. I'm sure you probably talked to Coach Fed down there since he coached up here to kind of get a read on them. What do you think about this Missouri ball club?
Well, they're built very similar. They do a lot of the same things. They play a lot of things by the book. They're hit and run counts. A lot of teams don't expand and turn base runners loose unless they get a 1-run or 2-run lead. They're very similar in the way they play. They're missing they're missing 2 weekend starters. They're missing a top bullpen guy, that pitched in 2 of the 3 games last year that they really leaned on heavily. And they're kind of a team searching for their identity a little bit like we are right now. But in talking with the Southern Miss coaches, they're very athletic and will pose some problems if they get a lead on you.
Coach had some pretty good crowds over the weekend with the cold weather. It should be a little bit milder. Still going to be a little chilly, but a little bit milder this weekend. Yeah,
I was very encouraged with the crowds we had. And opening weekend, a lot of excitement. A lot of people, other than just parents, people coming out to watch the Tigers. And we got to keep them playing hard, keep them growing up. And I think crowds will continue when the weather does get a little nicer. It's a wonderful place to watch baseball. In the last, the 3 years we've been in that ballpark now, that's the comments we've gotten, is it's such a good place to watch a game now, which is a big change from what we were in before.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, this weekend, real quick, are you going to set up your rotation the same, or are you still kind of thinking about it?
I'm going to stay with the same rotation and still, as unsettled as we are with a position player lineup, we are a little more settled with the pitching and have a little better understanding of what we want to do there because there are some veterans back. But there's still a little bit of a dilemma in that bullpen guy to go between starter and Van Eaton, and that's where some guys have to step up and pitch better. I thought that's the part of our pitching that wasn't as strong as we anticipated, where we did some things to allow teams to expand leads in those 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, which is they're becoming critical for this team, especially with the early season struggles to score runs. We just can't come out of the bullpen and open the crack of daylight up for anybody to score a run. And that's what the challenge is for this pitching staff, is to find who's going to be those 6th, 7th, and 8th inning guys.
All right, well, Coach, we'll see you out of the ballpark on Friday.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.